short, the enzyme cleanse, it cleared out some mucoid plaque in my gut, which helped me return to the sensitivity and the awareness that I have in my intestines with my food. So it brought another layer of depth in my connection to my body and and how foods responded in my body and how much food I really need. And it's like an onion, it's an endless layer. You peel back one layer and you get more sensitive, and you peel back another and you peel back another. And it's really an endless journey. And specifically when it comes to cleansing the liver, I find the liver is like a really important organ to cleanse. Like the digestion and livers can go hand in hand. So I found that as I've cleansed my liver more, I have a new connection, a deeper connection to my emotions and my center and my feelings and how food makes me feel. So, for example, I used to eat so much oil, like I just eat tons of ghee and tons of fat, so many rich foods. And over my process of cleansing more, I realized how much like a tablespoon of butter actually does to my body, and how phlegmy I was, and just fussy and full of stuff because I was blocked, I was backed up. Um, so in short, yeah, the cleanses help me come back to center, and it's an endless journey. And the enzymes specifically are incredible. Like I remember when I first ate those enzymes during the 1 day intestinal cleanse, it was it was some of the most amazing food for my body. My body wanted more of them, and I go back and buy more. Like I wish I had had double the amount almost, because my body was just receiving them so much. And in my studies, when I was learning about enzymes, and I realized that enzymes are like they're catalysts for every reaction in the body. And as we get older, we lose enzymes. I'm like, oh my God, enzymes are key to life, right? Living food. But something about the enzymes of the ZenCleanz product enzymes, they're on a whole nother caliber, that 3-year fermentation. They're, oh my gosh, it's like a rare wine that somebody pulled out of the cellar from 1920s, Yeah, I can't put words to them. They're addicting. They're good in the best way.
Addicting is a great word to describe it. Somebody told me at one point they were like super skeptical, and I had just done my first rainbow cleanse, and I was like, I need enzymes. Like, I had this like craze for them, and at first I was like, is this just my addictive personality, or is my body like actually craving this? So I kind of like sat with it, and I was like, nope, my body's just actually craving that. And I think beginning when I found enzymes, I was really, really sick when I found enzymes. I had pretty much borderline liver failure and was never diagnosed with it. And I was put on about 18 different drugs. I'd been off of most of them when I found ZenCleanz, but my liver was struggling. Like it was really struggling. And so those signals were just kind of muddied based on what all the junk that was in my body was. And I think my biggest sort of aha moment was not only seeing mucoid plaque the size of my forearm come out of me. I was just like, okay, what is this? I'd seen a little bit of mucoid plaque before because I'd done like about a year of sort of more intense detox protocols and really didn't make any progress. Sort of just kind of was like putting in salt water, pulling salt water out of the ocean, kind of that kind of thing. But it was that, and then how I felt after the cleanse. It was like I was able to understand what I needed food wise and just different intuition. What would you say was your biggest like aha moment? Like when did you feel it?
I've had so many in my journey. It's just, yeah, it's just for me, it's just peeling back the onion and going deeper and deeper. But every I've done 14 liver flushes now, and every time I clean my liver another layer, it's a whole new connection to my body, and a whole new connection to like my nervous system, my digestion, how much energy I'm getting from my food, my connection to my whole solar plexus, and how I breathe, and how I feel my organs. Um, and every time every layer of cleansing that I do, I get clearer in my mind. And then I go in the world and I become clearer and clearer, and I realize how some people are suffering with lack of clarity, confusion, brain fog from toxins and poor food combining and just poor lifestyle habits, but it's mostly toxins because we live in a super toxic world. It makes me sad to just see that, so many people have trouble, and that's why I do what I do. It's why I help people, through cleansing and through health coaching. And that's why I'm doing this journey, because it's really, it's in my opinion, there's really no other path to like being to maximizing our lifestyle and our genetic potential and our enjoyment of this life and our capacity to show up with our gifts. You have to take care of your vessel, and you got to be smart these days because there's so many toxins in the world and in the air and the water and the soil. There's really no way around it. Some of us get lucky and blessed and have better jing and can deal with it, and others go through like intense challenges like yourself when we're young and we have to learn, but we're wiser from it. So yeah, there's really no other way around it, in my opinion. Like I really pray that the health food companies become like the next Coca-Colas and. Everybody gets on this train.
Totally. Yeah, it's like I think somebody I was talking to last week, they're like, this is liberation from food slavery. And I was like,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Like that is such a accurate description because I don't know if you're in the Telegram chat, but people are constantly like, I ate too much, I did this, I did that. And it's like because you're so muddied with conditioning, toxins, trauma, all sorts of things that you're not eating out of intuition. You're just eating because your brain is telling you. And I was a pre-professional ballet dancer for about 18 years and I struggled with eating disorders. So I understand that very well. Like I definitely have had my extreme struggles with eating out of just what my mind is telling me. And this is such intuitive food. Like these are little quantum healers. Enzymes are so intuitive. Like they go in and just revitalize and cleanse the things they need to, but they don't touch the healthy cells. And it's like other hardcore oxidizers and things like that just go in and blast everything. And that's where I was at. Like my first year of cleansing, I was like messing with like ozone and different things and just put myself in oxidative stress so many times. Like
Well,
this cleanse is just so much different. Drinking the enzymes on a daily basis, or even just doing a single intestinal cleanse is catapults you into such better understanding of yourself. And it's such a different experience of cleansing, whether you've done water fasting, dry fasting, any types of like other cleansing. Like, this is just so much different. What would you say is like the most different compared to like the other liver flushes? Because I've done a few of the Moritz liver flushes as well and have not nearly had the same response as the
mm,
enzyme one.
yeah, I want to do the enzyme liver flush. I feel like it'd be really powerful. I've heard super good things. I'm actually just met a friend yesterday who helped bring the ZenCleanz into the US. Yeah, I just met him here randomly. He was telling me the ZenCleanz liver flush is really good. Um, but oh gosh, I already forgot, what was your question again? Something about
How is it
the
different than like other styles of cleansing? Like even water
other. Yeah, yeah,
fasting or juice fasting.
sure. Yeah. So I've found that water fasting is really good at energetically purifying the body, because with pure water, if you have really good quality water, it's like the most pure type of cleanse you can do, next to a dry fast, which has its different purposes. And the water has something to do with like the memory of the body and spiritual memory and voice. I've had friends say after 3 days in water, they just their fairy voice opens up and they start channeling these beautiful songs. I haven't done a pure water fast for 3 days, but I've done like liquid and juice kind of combination fast, a liquid fast for 3 days and more. And I've found that those are great for, autophagy in the body. But the enzymes are nutritive and supportive, and they accelerate the body's ability to clean itself and heal itself. They're like little helpers. So really, it's a smarter way to do a fast, especially in this world when we're constantly having to detoxify and renutrify ourselves, given the conditions of the modern world. Like we're constantly dealing with electromagnetic fields and toxins in different environments. So we have to constantly flush that. And we also have to protect and strengthen ourselves, because all of these toxins are also weighing on our bodies, right? And our jing. So the enzymes are really powerful catalysts to assist the body in detoxifying more effectively and strengthening as well. Um, so in short, I think it's smarter to do enzyme fast and enzyme cleanses. I think it's smarter to just cleanse more than fast. I really tell people like if you want to fast, like get yourself clean first, like do some cleanses first, and then go into the woods and fast for spiritual reasons. But a lot of people get lost because they start fasting for, whatever benefits, but they have so many liver stones, they have mucoid plaque, and they have parasites and candida, and they have all these imbalances. So they're fasting, but the fasts are not actually giving the body the right, it's not giving the body the right input to get into a healthier state. Right. So it's like having a broken car. It's like having a broken catalytic converter or something in your car, but you're fixing a bunch of other parts. You're fixing this, you're fixing that, you're putting money there, but you're doing the wrong thing. So that's what I see. So I hope that answers it.
No, that definitely does. It's such a intuitive process, and it's been really cool to talk to so many people of so many different levels of cleansing and detoxification, just like people who are brand new versus like somebody who's done water fasting and dry fasting for years. Like their experience is very similar. And it's just uncovering new parts of themselves. They're coming back home to themselves. And it is so beautiful to see because you don't get that in the same way with other types of cleansing. I've done a couple other fasts, and I felt depleted. I felt worse because I wasn't able to like soak up all the toxins that I was releasing. And you kind of go like backwards and forwards so many times. Like I have clients come to me and they're like, "Oh, I've done medical medium protocols and my teeth are deteriorating." And I'm like, well, I'm really
No, one
sorry, but
size is
like,
not enough.
no, like that. They're like, "Oh, I've done so many of these heavy metal smoothies." I'm like, that's actually really dangerous. You can really cause some problems. I learned the hard way when I first was like, "Oh, I have tons of heavy metals." And it's like, you do, but if you're not ready for it, then that's where the problem lays. And if you jump into those types of things, then it's just can be really damaging. And that's where enzymes are so great because it's food. It's like you cannot overdose on food. Well, pre-digested food. You can overdose on food, but pre-digested food, it's like your body's can only crave what it needs. And then when it doesn't need anymore, then you're not craving it anymore. And I think that's just the most powerful part. And people see like drastic changes in their health after one day versus like big protocols, like the Moritz flushes. It's like 7 days of prep. And then you're drinking Epsom salt, which is drawing water out of the colon and into the rest of the body. And then you're getting really electrolyte depleted.
Yeah.
It's just so, it's like not even on the same level. I did it as an experiment a couple weeks ago. I did an Epsom salt flush out after doing, I've done 13 of the enzyme liver flushes.
Awesome.
And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like test it out and see if I can like sprinkle some enzymes in throughout the day. It just was not the same. I felt really crappy the next day and then even worse the following couple of days. And I was like, oh, that's really, really interesting. So my body just does not
Yeah.
respond the same way. And it's
Yeah.
whatever someone's experience is. Some people have a really great experience with the Epsom salt, but my body just did not. It would lock up, it wouldn't release anything, and I just feel like, oh, something's not right.
You don't want to use Epsom salts for that cleanse. Use Oxymag. It's a form of
Oh, I love
magnesium,
Oxybag.
much better. And there's different ways I'm learning to do that specific cleanse better, and it's all like a lifetime of learning. Um, but I imagine the enzyme liver flush is probably much better because the enzymes are going to support and nutrify the liver, and they're going to help break down a lot of that excess bile and any other toxins throughout the intestinal tract too, right? So now I'm thinking like, oh gosh, I'm just thinking creatively of ways to use enzymes now and hack other cleanses. But
I know, right? I'm
yeah,
like,
awesome.
so I'm always trying to think like, oh, well, I can just sprinkle some enzymes in here, and then it just like makes things so much more powerful, especially with just using the liquid enzymes. I use the liquid enzymes on my skin. Like there's so many ways to use it that
Wow.
it's not just a cleanse, it's not just a product, it's not just a drink. Like you can use it for so many other things. Of course, you don't want to put it in
Mm.
your eyes, which I've had that thought. I'm like, oh, I wonder if you could do that. And Daniel's like, no, don't do that. That's like one of the only ones that you probably wouldn't want to put in your eyes. But anywhere else, like I put it in my nose, I put it in my ears, like anywhere, because it's so powerful just bringing blood flow to areas that maybe have never experienced that amount of blood flow. And
Mm,
it's wild to see people's experience and also their experience with sitting with and feeling of emptiness. It's like the day
mm,
after the cleanse, you're releasing pounds of things of like fecal matter that doesn't need to be there. So you're feeling this feeling of emptiness while also being simultaneously very full. But most
yeah.
people have never experienced that because with a fast, like you're literally empty and that's it. But with enzymes, it's like you're getting everything you need. What would you say? How would you say you felt that feeling of emptiness?
Emptiness is bliss. Emptiness is bliss. And to anybody watching this who has in your will to begin to go without food, and you can cleanse the yeast, mold, fungus, candida, and parasites that actually want the food in your body, you will find so much liberation from all things in this realm that your spirit will soar and your life will transform. Literally, it's like if you can think of density, the more attached you are to the physical realm, and food being one of those attachments, if you're constantly thinking about food, it's keeping you at a certain vibration. And when you cleanse your vessel and you lighten from these things, you realize that the universe is actually supporting you all the time. You're being nourished exactly when you need to be. You don't need to accumulate food. You don't need to think about food. You don't need to eat 3 times a day. And your life and your mind frees up to do so many things. And the thing is, there's no shortcuts. Like there's many teachers and things that can help us free our minds, but cleansing and detoxification and cleaning the vessel is the way, and there's no shortcuts, you know. So yeah, I hope people cleanse and buy these products and experience them, because the great thing about these products is anyone can use them. You can be a beginner, you don't need a coach, you can just use them. There's all the instructions, it's great. And then there's people like yourself and myself who can actually guide people. And I also think that's really important when people have legitimate health issues and they're running into, roadblocks. They're not finding people who can help them. They don't know what's going on. It's likely they need to cleanse to heal up their problems, and they should find somebody to work with who can guide them if they need that help. Um, but if they just want to, if they have a good amount of knowledge and they're pretty fearless and they know what they're getting into, yeah, do a basic Zen cleanse and see what happens.
I always tell people there's no wrong way to do a cleanse, but there is a right way. And that's why, I mean, I always knew I was supposed to be some type of coach, healer. I went into school to be a doctor, and then the medical system basically screwed me over. And I was like, yeah, no, this isn't going to happen. I also got to chemistry and was like, this isn't
Chemistry.
happening. This is not happening. This is not. And then I got to physics and I was like, no, also not
Oh,
happening.
physics.
So it was kind of like that paradox of like, you're not helping me, you're not listening to me. And then when I found enzymes, I worked really closely with the CEO, Daniel, I've probably worked with him for 2 years now. And I've learned so much that now I feel like, okay, now I'm ready to share this and work with people. And I see people constantly come to ZenCleanz having no coaching experience. They do one rainbow cleanse and all of a sudden they're experts.
Amazing.
It's so well, it's interesting because it's like for me, I didn't feel ready to share anything until I'd
I
had
see people
quite
are
a few
jumping.
things under my belt to be able to be like, okay, if this person has endometriosis or they have Crohn's disease, like I don't know what that's like until I've experienced more symptoms because it's like the deeper you get the bottom of the bucket, like you're going to continue to get things that maybe you never knew you had, and you need to know how to coach people through that. If you've only done one cleanse, like it's really hard to share properly and help guide people through that. That's why it's like there's no wrong way to do this cleanse. Like you can have a powerful experience, but if you have someone who knows how to do this properly, like it's really powerful. It can really transform your life more than just like doing it yourself.
And to all those watching this, it is, when it comes to like money and your health, you are the greatest investment. Spend all your money on your health, because as you raise your health, you can make more money more easily, and you're not in as much energetic debt, if you will, or at risk of disease or wasting money on shit you don't need. when you cleanse, you realign your whole life because the mind, body, the emotions, the spirit are all connected. So cleansing and taking care of your health is the best investment. And when it comes back to money, don't be afraid to spend money on good healers and good programs and good nutrition, because it's really easy to waste a bunch of money on stuff that is, bad therapists, plenty of them, bad nutrition, bad supplements that are overpriced. You can easily waste thousands of dollars down the wrong path, or you can spend $1,000 in the right path and get so much benefit. So do your research. Don't be afraid to spend money and invest in yourself.
Totally. And this pays you back. You're not spending money down the road. Some of my friends that are like not on the cleansing path are like, oh, you're spending so much time and so much money doing all this. And I'm like, in 20 years, when you're asking me for advice about why your joints are deteriorating and why you're having problems, I'm going to be doing the things that you're doing now. And you're going to be wondering what I did. The whole point of it is longer term. You don't want to be taking supplements for the rest of your life. But if you do it like compact really intensely for a few years, really optimize and biohack, I love the word biohack everything, then boom, all of a sudden you're just like, you're reverse aging in a lot of ways.
Yeah. And the thing is, when people don't cleanse their body, they feel like shit, because there's the natural bliss that you should feel in a clean vessel is not there. So you end up spending a bunch of money and time on things that are not good for you, and you develop addictive tendencies. And if you look down the line, 20 years, somebody could have hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt and bad addictions because they're full of toxins. I see it all the time. But when you clean yourself, you realize you're at bliss with pretty much nothing because you are the universe. So you need nothing. It's the best investment ever, truly.
Totally. And it's like working with that quantum field as well, which is so abstract for so many people, but I'm so committed to learning about it and understanding frequency, that everything literally is frequency. And when you get into the quantum field, you are no one, you're in no place, you're in no time, like you are literally nothing, which means you are everything. And it's super cool because you can rewrite all the patterns that are really keeping you stuck. And I think that's what the enzymes are so powerful in doing. Because if you set an intention that like, this is what I want to help clear, beyond the just physical stuff of like, I want to get healthier, I want to reset these patterns, like the enzymes are so intuitive that they're going to help you do that. Is it going to bring up shadow? Yeah. Is it going to make you feel weird? Yeah. But on the other side of that, like, is the most ecstatic bliss you could possibly feel. It's like a plant medicine ceremony without it being like an intense night of a plant medicine ceremony. And it's
And
potent.
and to all the people watching this who are on the plant medicine path, or who are, working with psychedelics to help heal themselves, I say good on you. I pray you find a good therapist in the right setting to help you. But please know that without cleaning the vessel, you are missing a significant step in your healing, your awakening. You cannot shortcut cleaning the vessel. All the great sages have talked about it. All the, ancient systems of medicine, Chinese and Vedic medicine and Tibetan medicine, they all have cleansing protocols and programs. And so you can't skip cleansing the body. You can't jump on ayahuasca and have 10 ceremonies. And you'll probably puke a lot and you think you'll be liberated, but you still have hundreds of thousands of gallstones in your body. And, the mucoid plaque's still there, and the worms might get whooped for a couple weeks, but they'll grow right back because you didn't get them out of your liver. And so I really recommend that, people engage in cleansing and nutrition as like a foundation for their life, because it translates so beautifully into every facet of your life.
Really. And it's like the plant medicines and the animal medicines are so powerful in conjunction with cleansing. I've sat with Bufo and combo several times. And a lot of my friends who've done combo, they're like, this is helping my liver so much. And I'm like, nothing compares to releasing the gallstones and the flukes and all the junk that needs to come out of your liver. Like combo is wonderful. It's very clearing, but it is not the same as doing an actual like cleanse. And I feel like in a lot of ways, because my body has been so cleaned, that those medicines got even deeper and it like just totally blew everything open. It's quite intense, but that's kind of my path. I'm a very fiery person. So of course I'm going to go like head on into things and experience it head first. But it's like that conjunction, that like two sides of the coin that need to be addressed. If you're not on the plant medicine path, that's okay. You know, just stick with what feels intuitively the best. Continue to clean the body, of course, and the mind and the spirit, everything, all of the stuff. But I also want to be aware of your time. I have one other question. It's kind of related to what we've just been talking about, you know, creating a better world. What do you do to create a better self and a better world?
Gosh, well, what I do to create a better self is I take care of myself daily. You know, like I do Tai Chi or some form of movement daily. I clean my body and my, you know, my orifices daily. I take time for self-care daily. I pray daily. You know, I set goals and intentions daily and I take action on them. And what I do to make a better world, well, you know, currently my work in the world is I coach a lot of kids, you know, skiing and movement. So I'm teaching children how to move better, how to eat better, even through nutrition, and how to be good people and good athletes. And I work with people through their cleansing process, helping people find the right supplements, medicines, programs they need for their body, supporting people in different ways as a health coach. So that's what I do right now, and that's all unfolding every day. Yeah, be the change we wish to see in the world, right? Best thing we can do is, you know, walk the walk instead of talk the talk, and be the light for people, especially in these times. People need inspiration in every corner, so shape yourself into that inspiration.
Exactly, exactly. And I always love to end with that question because it just kind of circles back and allows you to think about like what you're doing. You know, what guided you to these cleanses? What guided you to start your healing journey? And how is it going to ripple out and help other people? You know, it's like because you're cleansing for 7 generations in the future and 7 generations in the past. And the sooner you can realize that, the more potent it feels. Like I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing this for so many other people. And it becomes less of an ego selfishness and more of a this is rippling into everyone else. I'm becoming that yellow crayon in a whole sea of darker colored crayons. And I don't know, that was my example, but that worked. That was great. But
We're all related, we're all entangled. When we do the inner work, we allow all those who are connected to us to do the same, and we build a
exactly.
better world from within. You know, a lot of the older generation, they're worried about the external problems, and I believe the awakening is realizing that we start here. It starts with our vessel, body, mind, spirit, right?
Exactly. That was awesome. Thank you so much for chatting with me. This was so wonderful.
Yeah,
I
sure.
love connecting with people. I'm very much an extrovert, so I love it.
Yeah, where are you based in Hawaii?
I'm in Hawaii. Yeah, it's potent. It's a potent place here. I call it the washer machine. It's a very potent mana here. It's kind of one day you're like, am I on the rinse cycle or am I on the spin cycle? Or oh, nothing's happening today. Like it's potent.
Yeah, it's an intergalactic portal over there. I was there last summer. It's
Very
very
much
exciting,
so.
especially the North Shore.
Oh yeah, there's two places on the island. There's one just about 10 minutes north from here that is said to be the portal where all souls enter when they're born. And then on the end of the road on the
Anahola.
other side, yeah, Anahola. And then in Polahale, which is the house of the dead, it's said that all souls leave through Polahale. And it is, you can feel it. You can literally feel it. I've had people who like do not feel the like intergalacticness and they're like, something's different about this place versus other islands. Like each one has their uniqueness, but this, I don't know, I was just guided to be here and I feel very at home. I feel very
Yeah,
at home here.
yeah, you are
For
awesome.
sure. But, well, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your night. I can
Sure.
also send you this recording if you'd like it as well.
Yeah, actually, that'd be awesome. I'd love
Okay,
that.
I can shoot me your email and I can send it over through WeTransfer. So then you
Thank
can
you.
just download it.
Thanks so much, Maddie.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Cheers. Pleasure to talk. Thanks for interviewing. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, bye.